Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome finally. It's been too long to the second episode of Jimmy Talks featuring another friend of mine, SpiralSoldier AKA Eli. I'm going to be putting his social media down below after this is all done so that you can, check out his stuff as well. Say hi.
Hello, guys. I am Eli, as you said.
Nice. So, again, I'm sorry so much for the delay on this. This was supposed to be done a while ago. Oh no.
You said every week.
Yeah, I was supposed to do this every friggin' week, but I'm lazy as hell.
That's
So I was supposed to have Josh as my guest for my second episode, but we had some issues, not like verbally or anything, just a couple technical difficulties and laziness. So I asked Eli to come on up here, and then he had to tell me about it again because I completely forgot again. But here we are.
Me.
I had a list outlined of the different topics I wanted to discuss. But unfortunately, either I texted that list and lost it, or I wrote it down somewhere and I don't know where it is anymore, which is extremely unfortunate.
I
But
mean, we can find something to talk about.
yeah,
If it comes to it, I think I got a few topics up my sleeve I am thinking about recently. So,
Google icebreakers. So basically, first thing I wanted to talk about, we tried to do before, is E3, BlizzCon, and all that shit. Things we were excited for, things we were disappointed about, and just the whole shebang in general for the coming, 2.5 years. And I guess I'll let you take that off. Like, just pick whatever and just let me know what you think, and we'll take it from there.
so from the standpoint of BlizzCon and all that, I don't follow Blizzard very much. But me being a pretty avid Diablo fan,
Right.
kind of hurts when I'm like, oh, let's let's finally get a new game. It's been long enough. Let's get a new game.
Yeah.
Well, we get we get to this conference and they're like, okay, well, Diablo. There's a rumor that was going to be some Diablo in there. We're like, everyone's like, oh, new game, new game. Well, it's a new game, all right, but it's a
Yeah.
mobile game and not what any of us wanted. Come a little
No.
bit, we have E3,
Oh no.
and we're like, oh, cool, E3, Microsoft conference, right?
And you got straight shit as well, for the most part.
I don't
But
know what it is about Minecraft that's just like, hey, every platform. We can do it. Telltale Games, we can do it all. So they decided
I
let's do
never would have thought a
Minecraft
game.
Dungeons.
I never would have thought a game like freaking Undertale would like. Well, not a game like Undertale. What the fuck am I? Am I distracted? I never
I'm
would
a
have thought.
Minecraft
Yeah,
dog.
I know. Never would have thought a company. Excuse me. Damn it! It's gonna be loud. I don't want all that noise. A company like Telltale just like runs straight out of money. I didn't realize they were so broke.
They had maybe two. Well, this is an opinion. I will not. I won't say I know the facts or know 100%.
Yeah,
Their one successful franchise, all of Telltale, was The Walking Dead, season one.
I can agree wholeheartedly with that. That literally was the game that sold them into
One of
fame. That was the game that got their name out there.
And we sit there and we're like, okay, this company, it has promise. We get next thing you
It's
know,
fucking good.
we go like, this is a great game. We're
And
gonna
you,
get some amazing stuff out of this company.
for real.
So then they're like, okay, here's Guardians of the Galaxy. And we're like, oh, that's okay. It's interesting. Okay. And then we go a little bit, and then Batman. We're like, cool, more Batman. Well, what about what happened to The Walking Dead? Then they give you another season of that.
And the season 2 wasn't bad either.
It just seemed like the only successful franchise monetarily.
Was Walking
Was
Dead for them. Yeah. I don't know, like, I mean, yeah, you're 100% correct, but my personal favorite from Telltale is the Tales of the Borderlands. That game was fun as fuck for me to play, just because I've loved the Borderlands series growing up with it, even though there's only
I,
been 2 games.
I haven't really played. I haven't really played Tales of the
Definitely,
Borderlands. Something I should look
definitely
into.
sort of I wouldn't say it's an acquired taste, but you have to like the type of game that it presents.
See, the problem with me, like, I like Telltale games. I love a good story,
Hmm.
as most people do. Well, when I'm thinking of a game, I'm like more interaction, more.
Yeah, no, there's something that I thought really broke ground on that until later, was Life is Strange. I played Life is Strange, and I'm not gonna lie, I know some people hated on the game, but I absolutely loved it. I really felt like there was a lot more gameplay in it. I was really the one making the decisions. The game was changing the way it worked based on the stuff that I was doing, the way, a multiple choice game like that should do.
Yeah, exactly. In
And
my
it,
opinion, a game like that should work like that, but
yeah.
usually it has not lately.
But like that game was wonderful. I was like, it had me by the balls, dude. I was like, okay, I want to get up early and play this next episode. It was good, and the plot twists were amazing. The game did stuff that it couldn't, it wouldn't have done before if I'd done other shit that affects in the long run in actuality. Until the last episode. This is a spoiler alert at the very, very end of the game literally says fuck you to every choice you made in the game. Basically, the town you're in gets hit by like a super
Yeah,
insane uh
something.
yes, well, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I see. I haven't played the
Oh,
game.
well,
I'm just
it
guessing.
gets it gets hit by like a super fucking like bad hurricane tornado type thing. And it's brought on by the fact that you have powers. You can control time. So basically what happens is uh it happens because you mess with the timeline. So what you can do is after or when the tornado happens, you get because at the beginning of the game, you mess with the timeline by saving whatever old friends and going back in time and saving your friend. At the end of the game, you get two choices, and the game will end the same way no matter what, the same two ways no matter what you did before. You can continue to let her live and let the tornado hit the place and then leave with her, never to return, or you can go back in time and kill her.
But it's still gonna end the same way.
Well, not end. Well, it's gonna end as in nothing mattered, no matter what you choose. Like literally, regardless of your choices, it doesn't have a choice for you based on what you did. It lets you choose your ending with free reign. You get whatever ending you want, no matter what decisions you made.
But doesn't that kill? Okay,
It
that's
completely kills the choice. Yeah,
like the choice, but as well, it kills the idea of
the
this is my experience.
yeah no,
It's
literally.
not what I want. Because usually with games, this is my opinion. I'm not a game designer or anything like that.
Hmm.
But like when you go through a game like that where it's choices, choices, here's more
Yeah.
choices. I want the ending to build up with every single choice I made, and that
Yep.
be it. I don't control that, but I do by the
Exactly.
choices
It
I made
literally lets you
earlier.
choose exactly what happens in the end, and that it shat on everything I did, and it pissed me off. And it's literally now one of my least favorite games of all time. I deleted that game soon after.
I mean,
I
that
was so
game was a
pissed.
giant source of controversy. Where like it's one of those things where you have one YouTuber going, "Yeah, this game's amazing. What an amazing story. What amazing choices it gives you."
Yeah.
And then you have other YouTubers saying, "It's
Fuck
all
this.
okay. It is terrible. It's terrible. It's so bad." And
It's
then you have
okay.
the feel it's like it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it works. It's a game. You know what's funny? You know what the most ironic thing ever. I think the game that did the multiple choice thing, the do it yourself gameplay the best, is fucking Black Ops 2. That was my favorite do-it-yourself type game of all time.
Yet
And
it's
in a
still
game,
considered the most one of the most linear game series that has ever been
exactly.
released.
That's why I thought it was so funny because your choices actually change shit, and everything you do affects something in the future. For the most part, of course, there's a few missions that shit just happens, but and there's actually like upwards of like I think like 15 endings, some shit like that. It's literally, I was so shook. Like, how
You want
could
to
it?
know a game? You want? Then we give you a game. It gives you all the choices and lets you have over has over I think 16 endings. Don't quote me on that.
What?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shut the fuck up.
Listen, I understand. Just listen. Just listen.
Isn't that like one of the worst games that Sega made in the
Gameplay wise,
fucking?
it was terrible. But listen. It had the most player input out of almost every game I've like probably ever seen. Cause like, okay, put it this way, literally every decision you make is basically, hey, do you want to be evil or good? I get that's pretty linear.
Yeah,
When you have a game where there's 16 different endings based on the different combinations of good and evil you choose,
yeah,
I say that's probably pretty good for player choice for being a game that's considered the worst.
yeah. Hero, Dark,
Of
or
most
normal.
choice. Like that's
He has
crazy.
guns.
Dude, Shadow uses guns, my dude. Like
Yo,
you
what
don't
the
understand.
fuck?
There's a reason they call him Sonic with guns. He literally has a Tech 9, basically.
He has a fucking SMG, dude. Oh my god.
The plot of that game is just as stupid as the idea of Sonic with guns is, okay?
Yeah.
Like, not only is it like, oh, by the way, this is probably the edgiest Sonic character you'll ever see, but turns out they basically made a deal with the devil and these aliens called the Black or whatever. I thought they were called, like the full name.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we'll cure this disease. We'll give you the cure for this disease,
Uh-huh.
but you have to basically turn it into a hedgehog, and then we'll be back to basically take the Chaos Emeralds.
Nice.
I'm just like, how does a game like that? How does a game about aliens and and Shadow the Hedgehog have the most player choice out of almost a lot of games that we even see that are considered player choice games? Because your choices do end up actually mattering.
Yeah. He's like literally holding a fucking Glock. Oh my god, dude, what the fuck?
You don't sleep on Shadow Dog.
But another series that I extremely enjoy in terms of player choice, that is another one that ended poorly, but before that was literally spectacular and was top of the industry in player choice type
Talking
games.
Mass Effect.
Yes, sir. Everybody knows it. Everybody
That
fucking
DLC,
knows.
that DLC ending that basically said, "Here, we'll make you happy."
Yeah, exactly. All,
Don't
all three endings
don't.
were fucking shit. There was no
Well, here's my
way for you
thing.
to actually win properly.
They didn't need to appease me. They don't need to like people were getting mad and people were getting, but that's gonna happen when you're making a game.
But then
You
they,
end it the way, and I see. You end it the way that you think it should end with your choices,
hmm
even though the whole community was just like, "Yo, this is whack. It's whack. It's bad."
and they
So they're
gave you
like,
the ending, the linear ending at the end for the DLC shit. For didn't they really? They dropped it for free because people were so fucking pissed.
I think it kills the experience, in my opinion,
It
to
does.
take away an ending like that. I mean, you want to know another game
My
that you
choice
think,
made me cry a little bit.
yeah, I see. I played through that game. I was like attached for a bit,
Yeah.
and then I stopped playing for a while. And then I came back when they had dropped the ending, the DLC,
Yeah.
and I was just like, this is disappointing.
But he breathed, dog. And
Ugh, okay,
then that was it. And
that
then
was the
everyone was like, I'm so excited. I can't wait for this next game. Mass Effect Andromeda. Fucking shit show.
I've never played it. I've refused to play it
I've
because
played it. It's disgusting. The worst thing that could have happened to the series. And I'm not even lying. Like the idea of Andromeda was pretty good. Absolutely shit execution. Disgusting. Never want to touch it ever again.
Do you not understand how many games, how many titles at E3 alone fall under that syndrome of look at this how great the idea of this game sounds.
Cause a lot of people have it down to that concept. You know, it's any schmuck can sit in there in the fucking drawing board and say some cool shit and put a fucking trailer around it. But actually executing it and making a well-made and loved game is fucking hard. And and some companies they do it. Like Andromeda, there was love put into it. They really believed in the game they made, and they got mad at people for hating it. Like they were out on a tirade saying, "Get over it." Like we put our heart and souls into this game for so long. Uh, but sometimes that shit just falls fucking short. It happens.
It
So
does,
just
and
make a Mass Effect 4, assholes.
part of the downfall with that process is you get this hype. This hype was building for literally probably was it years? Am I right on that?
Something like that, yeah.
You have hype built on a game for years,
It
and
was years actually, yeah.
it comes out is never going to live up to your expectation. Can I give an example of that?
I didn't need to live up to like every single expectations, but it needed to live up to at least like a tenth of them.
But here's the thing, it was never gonna be what you want it to be. It's gonna be what they wanted it to be. You wanted it to be all the player choice, all the amazing story, all the great gameplay that you ever
You
wanted.
know what I was expecting? What we got last time. I didn't even get that.
Because you have different dev. I guarantee it's probably a different dev team.
That's
And
unfortunate as fuck.
but when stuff like that happens in companies, especially gaming companies, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
We have these shifts in direction because of a dev team changes or a dev team member
Or
changes.
firing fucking Hideo
Firing
Kojima.
But did he have a big influence on Mass Effect?
No, Hideo Kojima was involved in that. I mean,
You
like,
just mean a general, like you mean the Metal
yeah,
Gear Solid, Metal Gear as a whole.
not even just Metal Gear, that whole fucking company. And he was like, guess what? Fucking Kojima Studios, and I'm still gonna make that game you canceled.
Yeah, but it's one of those off and on game right
Yeah,
now, though.
but what were you talking about? Like, what the biggest example of not living up to expectations?
Me being a child, I played Kingdom Hearts
I fucking love Kingdom
1
Hearts.
and 2, and I loved it. I absolutely
Kingdom
love those
Hearts
games.
3
I
is
love those games to death.
ass.
I pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts 3 expecting
The same
like
shit
10 plus years
of
of
hype.
hype and want, and I get stuck with 3. And then they'll say,
Just
okay, and 3 didn't end. It's like if you play the game, it did not go the way you expected it. Oh,
yeah.
and they're
Oh,
like,
I
oh
know.
yeah, DLC. That's the next big thing. DLC. Here's DLC.
Please accept our offering and stop yelling.
Because you get like even some of like the spin-off games are better. Birth by Sleep was amazing.
Oh yeah, everyone fucking talks about that one. And the game is still $60 right now.
Yeah, DLC. You announce DLC for a game like that, it ain't going down. I mean, do you guys? I mean, we've seen how. I'm sure we've seen like four or five builds of possible Kingdom Hearts 3 over the years.
What? I'm sorry?
We have probably seen 4 or 5 builds of what could be
Daffy
Kingdom
Duck.
Hearts 3. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's nuts to me. But then they kind of put some of what they put into the builds, but then it wasn't at the same time. So
Yeah.
it happens. A tangent. That was a tangent. I have gamer rage for weeks on that one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Shit
Sure.
happens, but I mean, I just, you know what better be good though? I'm not even hyping. I've literally tried to think about that game as little as possible. Cyberpunk 2077.
If that game's not good, we're gonna fight someone, dog.
They put
The gamer
Keanu
community.
Reeves in it, dude.
If
It
you mess
better
up,
be.
if you mess up that game, you're making Keanu Reeves look bad. That's
Exactly. And
hard to do.
we don't fuck with making Keanu Reeves look like a fool.
'Cause he ain't no one's fool, except the Matrix. People who made the Matrix movies. He was their fool then.
The first one was dope as fuck. The second was alright, and I really don't fuck with the third one.
Third one doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Right? We can agree. We can just everyone agree that it was just it was a bad acid trip. That it didn't exist.
Dude, I'm looking
Yeah.
on Instagram, and this better be wrong, but trending on Genius, the charts, Revenge by Captain Sparkles, I'm pretty sure is number one.
It is.
That's so Are you fucking kidding me?
Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't sleep on my man, Captain Sparkles, okay? Like, listen. I understand that was a middle school thing for everyone, but I was so hyped to hear that he was number one. I don't know what it was about seeing that, just like made my middle school self like burst with joy.
I'm so mad.
I mean, it's just the fact that he topped a bunch of
Creeper.
other good stuff.
Oh man.
I mean, it happens, right?
Yeah. Oh no, don't no. Oh man. That's so fucking unfortunate. I mean I think it's fucking funny. Um, and then let's see what else we got
Oh my
going
gosh.
on.
I'm gonna send you this.
Okay.
This
What's
meme. I'm gonna send you this meme, and like, listen. I found this. And it's perfect. What we were just like talking about a few minutes ago.
yes. Fucking Sonic has a gun. Sonic,
Yes.
Snick. Sonic has a fucking gun.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got going on. Outside of that, so how did you feel about Avengers hitting the highest grossing movie of all time?
I can't say I thought they would have done it sooner. Honestly, I didn't think. I thought, honestly, in all my opinion, I did think probably either Infinity War or just the first Avengers movie altogether. I thought would have done that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I must say I'm
A lot of
kind of a
people
Marvel.
a lot of people like to point out the per capita, aka fucking Josh.
See, the thing about it is though, you don't see. So part of what I believe it is the time that Avatar came out.
Yeah.
James Cameron was at the top of his game
And to be honest
making
with you,
that movie.
a movie on that scale had never been produced.
At all. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it was definitely like a holy shit. And a lot of people like to say like again, it goes back to fucking Josh. Talks about like how money translates. Money now obviously isn't worth as much as money was back then. So if we translated those prices, that money over and did whatever math,
It'd
say
probably
like
be less. It'd be
yeah,
less, obviously.
Avengers wouldn't be as high up. But guess what? That's not how it
It,
works. So it is the highest grossing.
I mean, this is the thing though. You take like, in my opinion, Endgame and Infinity War were
Yeah.
about as big of an undertaking as Avatar was, or about as big of a scale of a movie
Yeah,
as
no, no,
Avatar
no, no.
was.
Yeah. This was, yeah, no shit like this had ever been done. The production cost for this fucking movie,
We can't even talk about how it spent over a decade building its universe, building its
and then here
characters.
comes goddamn DC making a fucking Justice League movie within the first 2 years of starting their shit,
That they came in at a bad time. I think if they had decided to take things a little slower
and maybe
instead of
not
following,
jam so much shit into one movie.
yeah, following a trend instead of following one giant trend of, oh, superhero movies,
Yep,
group superhero movies are in right now. We're
let's
going
do
to
that
take
shit.
whatever we can, cram this in, and make this the best Justice League movie we'd ever seen. I, and it's funny to me that
God damn, holy fuck, $350 million to make it.
what Infinite Endgame.
In yeah, Endgame.
You should just look up. I wonder how much Justice League cost. Like in
Oh yeah, let me look at production cost for Justice League.
I'm curious. Dude, there's a part two that they're making, by the way.
Have you watched uh Shazam yet?
Yes, I have. You want to know how much Justice League cost to make?
How much was it?
Okay, it had a budget
Three
of
hundred million.
300 million.
Yep. Oh my god. Biggest
And
oof of all time. You know what's
dude,
funny?
oh,
You know what's
yeah.
funny? I
What
think
what
it's
about it?
failure. Like the reason it's so bad, this is entirely fucking Zack Snyder's fault.
Zack Snyder, Zack Snyder
Yeah.
made a longer film though. I mean, I don't claim that if they kept everything they cut from his original
hmm
screenplay, I don't claim that it would have outdone all these other movies. I think it could have been a little better.
I think Joss Whedon
Ugh.
should have stayed with fucking Marvel because he didn't do that. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry, Joss. That shit was trash.
I mean, see, DC though, it's weird that you get this like you get bad movie after bad movie for a while,
And then you get
and
one
then you get.
alright movie, and then it's praised as fucking amazing.
I mean, I loved Shazam. I can't
Shazam
lie
was
with you.
fun, but it was alright at best. But because it wasn't complete trash, as a lot of these DC movies are, it was fucking hailed as something amazing.
I mean, I think that's what the company needed to
Oh yeah.
say, okay, this is how we make movies. This is
But
how we should make
did
movies.
you see the after
After credit scene?
yeah, the after credit scene?
Yes, they did.
I can't believe they chose that tiny ass caterpillar fuck to be the next main villain.
Do you understand the significance of the caterpillar?
Yeah, I know who it is and what the story was, but it was literally one of the lamest Justice League stories of all time.
I mean, what else could they have done?
Like, I would have preferred fucking Starro.
Listen to me. They when your first Justice League movie is not even Darkseid. Not even Darkseid. It's his son. You think, oh, we're gonna build into Darkseid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You spend all this. You spent okay. You spend $300 million on a movie about Darkseid's son and a possible invasion from Darkseid. To make the next movie about that instead of Darkseid makes no sense to me. Oh, you know what else doesn't make sense to me? The fact that hey, remember Suicide Squad? That movie was terrible.
Fuck that movie.
We're gonna remake it.
Again already? Really?
They are.
Oh,
It's
God.
it's they're rebooting a movie that hasn't even been out for like hasn't
Like,
even been out that long.
it's been out for maybe like 4 years tops.
It's not even been out that long, and they're like, we're gonna completely remake it.
Because it's so trash. They're doing exactly what they do in the fucking comics. They remake literally. They're just like people like this character. Let's give him a fucking solo comic. Yeah, let's give everybody a fucking Harley Quinn movie now. Don't get me wrong, I like Harley Quinn,
She doesn't
but
need a whole movie
she
to
doesn't need a
herself
whole fucking movie to herself. She's not interesting enough. Her comic series is undeniably good.
because
I've read some of that shit. It's fucking fun, but
this
you don't have what it takes, DC. You don't have what it takes right now.
she's basically just a Deadpool. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, she's
Except at
she
least
is
Deadpool's good.
she's gonna be DC. They're gonna try to make her DC's Deadpool.
That's gonna be disgusting.
Oh, it's gonna be bad. They're gonna flop
Wow, you're
hard.
so light. What are you, a Marvel villain? God damn it, fucking kill yourself. I wouldn't be able to stand myself if she turned into that. And then, did you hear? I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck is no longer gonna play.
You want to know who's playing Batman?
Who?
The guy who played Edward Cullen in Twilight.
No!
I'm being
No!
absolutely serious. Look it up.
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
serious. I'm
no.
being absolutely serious.
Who's replacing Ben Affleck? Wait, I can't fucking. Okay, so who is playing?
The new Batman movie, directed by Matt Reeves, is expected to hit cameras. Affleck was the most recent actor to play Dark Knight.
Yeah,
So,
new
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson.
Fuck Robert Pattinson. Go fucking do anything else with your fucking life.
So they say goodbye to gun-toting Batman with Ben Affleck to I shine in the sunlight Batman.
I love how like the big ass picture isn't even of one of the movies because it's trash. It's a picture of like fucking Arkham Knight.
Like, listen, this is gonna be bad, no matter what. The next Batman movie I'm looking forward to is Joker,
Yeah.
which is probably gonna
Oh
be.
no.
This is the world we live in.
Fucking no.
Like, do you want to know what else?
Isn't someone
Lit.
replacing Superman?
I don't know about Superman. I just know about Batman. Well, literally, so Pennyworth on TV. Alfred got a TV show about his early, like when he's younger.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
really
not.
good.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard it's pretty
really good.
freaking good.
Like, you go from that to you go from that to Robert Pattinson as Batman.
I don't even know what to tell you anymore, man.
What can we do about that? Like, what?
Nothing. You cry at night. I can't go
Literally.
out in the light because I'll glitter.
See, but the problem, they're not bad actors, and in my opinion, Kristen Stewart was a decent actor
Until she
until she
slept with
got
that
stuck in
director,
the
dude.
role. She got stuck with
She slept
she
with that
got
director and cheated on fucking Robert Pattinson and had her career almost ruined.
she got stuck on the movie franchise, and that's what she was known for.
Yeah, she's had some other good stuff, but like she's just like this butch
Are you
chick,
ready
and
for
it's
her to
so
be the next
weird.
Charlie's Angels?
I saw that. I try to ignore the fact of where she came from and just see the movie for the movie. But the
How
shit
many
is like,
how many
why?
times are you gonna how many times are you gonna remake Charlie's Angels before it's too much?
How many times are we gonna remake everything? Directors are lazy. They're literally just no one has any good ideas. We're writing fucking the 90s and 80s dicks.
I mean,
No one has any
strangers.
fucking creativity except for Marvel. Thank you. I
One of the,
appreciate you for making me actually cry.
even that's not listen. Even that's not original, man. You
It's
know
not
this.
original, but it's the first thing of that scale, and they really did it their own way and paved their own road, and that is acceptable for me.
I mean, what are you? So here's my next question for you.
Swear to God, if
Is Netflix doing better, making more original content than most big time movie studios?
yes,
And why are
100%
they?
agree. They're just good at what they fucking do. I don't know who's on their production teams and shit, but like they're not getting paid enough.
That's why they're dying. Netflix is dying. It's been dying. That's why they keep raising their prices.
Yeah. No,
Be-
I'm just like, what the fuck? Because like all this shit is good. Have you seen season three of Stranger
Stranger
Things?
I have watched. Yes, I've watched all 3 seasons. The thing is, the
Dope.
ironic thing for it is so good. But the ironic thing is for me is we had recently canceled our Netflix in my household. Like we
Yeah,
don't have Netflix anymore. But I literally took we waited for that to come out. We watched it all the way through,
and then got rid of that bitch.
and we don't have no more because it costs too much.
There's gonna be one more season of Stranger Things, and then it's over.
I mean, it was only supposed to be one season to begin with, so
Yeah.
I take that as you may. Because
Well, we knew
people,
before season three came out that like now there's gonna be four seasons, and it's gonna be it. That's over. That's done.
unless Netflix needs more money,
Yes. Okay, so the
because they
biggest problem with the formula that Netflix uses: wait too long, show too good, not enough episodes.
that's why you just keep flooding it with anime.
Exactly.
You
I
know
didn't
who
know what
does,
Fairy Tale was until it was on Netflix.
and you only have like the one part of it, not even like a whole.
Exactly. It doesn't even have like the cooler later shit. When characters start becoming badass.
People are like, "Oh, Dragon Boy doesn't really become Dragon Boy until way later."
Yup. But another thing is the biggest reason that they're having to raise their prices and come up with new shit and pull crap out of their ass now successfully somehow um, is all these companies are now riding the trend of creating their own businesses for playing
Streaming
for
services.
streaming services. For example, the company that did The Office, they're pulling out of Netflix. They're creating their own
CBS.
streaming service. Yeah, they're creating their own streaming service. Disney is doing that shit. The only reason they have anything on Netflix is because they make more money off of it. But they're pulling their shit out. That's why literally Daredevil, Luke Cage, uh, Jessica
Jessica
Jones,
Jones.
Punisher all got canceled.
I mean, we got one more season of Jessica Jones before,
Yeah,
right before,
yeah,
because it
but
was
that's
made for
because they were
already made.
far enough and then pretty much already done. So they were like, "Fuck it, go ahead," and that's it. That's what they did with the Punisher when they started canceling stuff. They were like, "Punisher's gonna get a season 2, and then it's done." And that pisses me
Yeah.
off because I'm not gonna lie, the Punisher was fucking awesome.
Oh, it was a great series. All those were
Fuck
great.
yeah, Marvel
My
is killing it, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. Except in the
Disney's killing
comics,
it.
except in the comics industry, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you,
It's been
DC
going
is
downhill
doing
for a while now
DC is doing way better in the comics industry, and that's the only reason DC's staying afloat because their
because their
comics are
movies are
badass.
terrible.
Yeah, their movies are fucking trash, but there's not much you can do that except maybe let me direct the movie. Sound good?
Don't you think we do it better? No, we wouldn't. It'd be terrible.
No, I think I would have some artistic choices that maybe make shit interesting.
Yeah,
They're
but
doing all
would it
right
be a
now.
good?
They're getting better. Aquaman was all right. Shazam was all right. Wonder Woman was all right before that shitty ass Justice League movie. These solo films they're doing they're kind of decent. They're not complete trash, which is why I will watch that Batman movie. But if
Even
at
though
any point I feel like he is too Edward, I will kill myself.
Okay, listen. Do you think they're gonna pull Robert Pattinson's Batman from the time he became a vampire in the comics from that universe?
Ew, fuck no. That would
I
be
mean,
the worst time to do that storyline.
they could.
Fucking gets bit by Dracula and shit. No.
They could.
They
I mean,
could,
hey,
but I will actually I'll find Zack Snyder. I
is
will
he even directing the
fucking
next one?
I don't know. I
He's
know
not even directing the next one, man.
yeah, no, I think it's because his daughter, I think it was like she killed herself or something. So he was supposed to direct that Justice League movie, and I'm pretty yeah. What happened is his daughter died in the middle of production, so he took time away. And then Joss Whedon was like, "I'll do this." Looked at the screenplay, said, "I can't use any of this," and rewrote the whole fucking thing, and it was still trash.
It's because he gave him one. Well, okay.
Plus, he didn't have enough time. So I
No,
can't
but
really hold that one
I was
against
gonna
him.
say, don't blame a man on not having any kind of good timing.
Yeah, but like
Get
fucking
you get thrown
Deadpool
in
had like what was it like five hundred
shoestring budget,
thousand for a budget?
shoestring budget.
Yeah,
But listen,
shoestring budget, and it was still fantastic.
well, how much time? Well, that's because you have the amazing talent of Ryan Reynolds.
And love, you put love and effort into your shit. They
I mean,
wanted
that's a
this
first
character
for
to be
Fox,
so
isn't it?
good.
It's a first for Fox, right?
Yo, I'm so excited. They're so first off, Marvel is now gonna get to make a Fantastic Four movie, and
That's-
they're getting the X-Men rights back. That's
So
what the Mutants is about. I'm so fucking hyped.
here's my honest opinion on all that. Retire the Fantastic Four. Just retire them from the movies. Just retire
Fuck
it
you,
for
I
now.
want
Listen to me.
it.
We've wanted it for a while now. You know what happened first time we wanted it? We got a terrible movie. We got an okay first movie and a
Okay,
terrible second movie.
look, I
We said
fucking loved the first movie. The second one, we was like,
Silver
no.
Surfer dog.
The second one was like, no. Van Forstick was like, oh fuck no.
They
Who
said
the
we're gonna
hell
make.
wrote this?
They literally wrote. They described it as this is gonna be a horror. The Fantastic Four horror.
You know what's funny?
No,
When they make that Fantastic Four movie, there better be some Michael B. Jordan joke.
I literally didn't understand. I'm like, was he adopted? Was that the thing? He
I
was
don't fucking
adopted
know, dude.
because their brother and sister. Yet Sue Storm is
Like Snowflake.
clearly white. Clearly white.
I didn't have a problem with him being black at all.
That
I
wasn't
just
the
had a problem with
problem.
the whole fucking movie, man.
That was so bad. Like they put so much emphasis on it. Like basically being the. See, this is what they could do with that movie franchise though. with that terrible movie. You know how they turn it around?
Hmm.
They take because it's Ultimate Universe, right?
Yeah.
Make Reed Richards evil like they did in the comics. There
Hmm.
you go.
And
That
then
would
just let it
be
go from there.
yeah, because literally that whole even in the comics when the Ultimates came out, it wasn't very good. And then he became evil.
Yeah. Well,
And then he started reaching in other dimensions and trying to destroy stuff and then it got
yeah.
good. It just took a minute.
Yeah. That.
I just scrapped the cast though. And none of them were like Michael B. Jordan was the only good actor in that whole thing.
Yep. And then he got redeemed in Marvel anyway.
Oh yeah, Black Panther, good movie. It was a good movie.
Overhyped, but definitely good.
You can't say that.
Yes, I can.
You can't
Yes.
say that. You can't say that, Chris. You know why?
You're racist now.
You're racist. You can't say that.
You're racist. It's an all black movie. You don't fucking
You
love
can't
it.
say-
It
I
was a
mean,
good
you're
movie.
not gonna. I mean, you're not gonna see us pray. Like, you're not gonna see me praising a Medea movie because it's an all black movie.
But you can't say anything. I don't know if that's the best
'Cause-
example to use. Fucking
what?
classic black grandma fucking movie.
Okay. Well,
I'll
how
beat
about
the shit out of
fences?
you. I
How about
fucking love those
fences?
movies though. I fucking love those movies. The Medea movies are awesome.
Some of them are funny.
Some of them, bitch. What are you saying? Do you want the smoke?
Some of them. Okay, listen. Some of them are reaching. They're reaching. But that's the joke. I guess that's the joke. They're
Did you see the
reaching.
fucking Medea's funeral shit?
I did not watch that.
I haven't seen it yet either. I'm
I like
scared. I don't want her to actually die. This is not good.
Medea. She'll never die.
Now I
She'll
actually do
ascend to
want her to
listen.
die.
She'll ascend to heaven, and she'll become like a cloud and start
She's gonna.
roasting people from the sky.
Yeah.
It basically becomes like a Medea film, as if she was like roasting people as she was. It was like she was watching her own movie without her in it, but she was roasting people. Okay, like so, take those services that roast movies.
Yeah.
Do that with Medea.
Yeah. Oh.
Take like Get Out or Us. Any of those kinds of movies are supposed to be super serious and just have Medea roasting them the whole time.
Yo, there's gonna be a new roast coming out soon. I can't forget who it's of, but essentially, crap. There's a new one I saw a fucking trailer for that I was really excited for.
I think.
New roast of people. I can't think of it. Nah, I'm gonna
I
remember it
mean,
later and be salty, but I was excited. I think it's I don't fucking know, man. All I know is I can't wait. And all I
so
know is there needs to be a Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 movie that's not connected to the Marvel series at all.
pizza time.
Yeah,
The
no,
only,
definitely.
I mean, so like, we'll backtrack a minute. We're talking Stranger Things season 3 was good. Give me more. I want to hear more. Like, I want to hear your opinion, like your full, honest opinion, and I will give you mine
All right.
because I have some opinions that people might not agree with, and that's
On the
scary.
Sam Raimi series?
No, no, no. Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things. I like it. I think it's a great series. I think it's cool. But I can't look at fucking Finn Wolfhard because he looks like my brother.
Okay. Okay, season 1. Here's my opinion. Season 1, amazing. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was look at the 80, but it comes back to something you said earlier, something about our won't let go of the 80s, and we're just like, let's go 80s, 80s. That whole TV show, a whole series is like saying, hey, we love the 80s, so we're gonna keep making stuff about the 80s. So here's my take. Season 1 was amazing. It was great. Season 2, you could tell there wasn't supposed to be a season 2.
But it still thrived.
It was still good. Of course, it was still good. But you could tell that by the third season, it was like one of those things where it's like you knew there was only supposed to be one season. You could tell.
Yeah, and then it just kind of kept it going.
Because when you have the same villain for 2 seasons in a row, and I guess maybe that's the big overall villain in the series, when you could probably do a lot more different monsters, you know? I mean, production must have been high,
Yeah.
so I get if they couldn't afford it. But if you're gonna do a whole new season, give me a whole new monster. I get it. It was a big thing. It was a big deal to have people be the spoilers. If you haven't watched it, I don't understand how you haven't watched it yet, but okay. It was only a matter of time before the idea of people being taken over, where basically they took in the direction of let's make them the monsters now, which honestly I expected that sooner.
I mean, I like to be critical, and then sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm not a critic, which is the most hypocritical thing to do.
We all critics, dog.
But I've never had a problem with the series. I always thought that I didn't know that it was really only supposed to be one season. I don't know if that was really what was intended or not, but I know that I enjoyed it, and that I wouldn't go back on it. I think the series has done itself well. The only way it can do anything bad is by fucking up his last season, by Game of Throning it.
I
By the way,
am.
fuck Game of Thrones so much.
That eighth season was terrible. I guess I'm just a nitpicky, neck bearded nerd.
No, hell no.
Because
Everyone thinks that season 8 was terrible, and it's no one's fault except the fact that the entire, like, literally almost the entire team making it got changed up.
yeah, you
You
do that
can't
with
put a
any
new
series, it's
production
gonna
team
get
in.
bad.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You remember Smallville?
I fucking loved Smallville.
The end of Smallville. Did you love the end of Smallville?
It
You
was,
love
I
all the
mean, it
random
was
cameos?
cheesy. It was just cheesy.
I mean, that's what. But was the first couple of seasons had any idea that there was no sign that it was gonna get cheesy like that?
Well,
Like
yeah, but
no,
the show itself was already fucking cheesy and stupid. Like,
I know, but it did a complete 180 from any kind of bit of seriousness they were trying
oh,
to.
and you know the reason that we never really got to see the actor in the costume?
Uh huh.
He refused to wear it.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. Oh, and you're the biggest fucking blue ball of all time?
What?
Let me tell you something fucking super fucking pissed me off. So we find the fuck out about the multiverse in Supergirl.
Hmm.
Can you guess where she goes?
Smallville universe.
She goes to the fucking Smallville universe.
Oh,
And
why?
guess what? No.
What?
We don't even get him. We get the
Do we get?
fucker that's been replacing, who's been playing as the new Superman. We get him. And me and my aunt were watching the episode. We were so hyped because, like, they were, like, talking about having to go into other universe. So, like, we see it, and there's the town of Smallville, as it was in the original series. And the theme's playing. It's like, somebody say, whatever. I have vocal cords of a goat. So, like,
Go sing
me and my
7
aunt were like, no
seconds.
fucking way, like throwing tables and shit, like, no
Oh,
fucking way.
I
And
know.
here's this skinny ass motherfucker playing Superman. Like, oh, I'm about
What
to.
happened to that actor? That's my question. What happened to that actor?
Who? The one who in
The
Smallville
one,
one?
the original Smallville. What happened to him?
This skinny ass fuckwad was who it was. Fuck this guy.
Because usually,
Pissed me off so fucking much. This is the biggest blue ball in any DC shit I've ever seen.
let
So
me look at
no, that
what
actor,
happened to him.
he was on Lucifer. He played Kane on Lucifer.
He
He
did.
plays Kara's adopted dad in Supergirl as a cameo type thing.
But
Yeah,
he's not Superman when they go to the
when they
Smallville
go to the
universe.
Smallville universe, which is the biggest blue ball of all time. You cannot fucking do that. You can't show the original Smallville. You can't play the fucking theme and then use this skinny ass fucking
Indian dude.
spitwad
Basically,
spitwad coming out of my fucking straw looking motherfucker to replace him, you actual assholes. I've never hated them so much. I don't even want to watch the new season of The Flash because it's gonna fucking suck.
the Flash has been going downhill for a while
Yeah,
now.
uh-huh.
I mean,
And no
did you
one cares
see the?
about the new season of Arrow either. Fuck you, stay in jail, stupid bitch.
Listen, you want to know the thing about Arrow? It's been there too long. You've been
Yeah,
doing the same thing for way too long.
yeah.
You have a series. It's just all it is.
That show started doing what Marvel was doing with
Marvel
its
did.
movies. Yeah, and it was successful for a while. It was enjoyable, and then it became too fucking much. Like the thing that intrigued me the most, the peak of my interest was when in the Flash, Barry goes back in time and changes the fucking timeline.
You get Flashpoint.
Yeah, and then when he
You
goes to
don't get to
change it
see
back
it.
and stuff, even when he changes it back in it literally affects everything in the other shows. But minimalistically, but it does affect them, and it's like holy fuck, like it
Well, it's a
changes.
universe. It's a
It
world.
changed, yeah, no, it changes Diggle. I think his name is Diggle. I barely watched Arrow before then, or at that point, I literally just caught up in the middle of it. Had my aunt explain it to me instead of watching it, but literally like changed the gender of his fucking kid, shit like that.
And like it's funny because he's like he in the show, he's like, what?
And I
I
was
had
like,
a
you,
little girl. What?
yeah, yeah, and I was like, it's literally the same fucking kid though.
Like don't even trip, dog.
What are you mad about? It's the same thing.
Like you wouldn't even have known if he had told you or they hadn't told you.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you wouldn't have given a fuck, but now suddenly you do.
yeah, but it's so weird that the drama in those shows is created. Do you want to know the other
Wait,
reason
wait, it's
drama's
created by
created?
what? Sorry, you cut out there.
The Flash
Oh yeah.
causes most of the changes, most of the drama.
Yeah.
But no, the only other thing it is Arrow's angst. Is as Oliver,
Why? Yeah.
it's Oliver Queen's angst.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yo, I'm gonna have the town turn against me again for the third time, and I'm gonna go to prison again.
Again.
I'm just like,
Except for
dude,
reals this time.
do something else. Like,
There's only so much they fucking can do.
kill him. I mean, there's
Actually
been just
kill
so
him.
much. Just kill him. Okay. What I thought was creative though was when they did I'm thinking of the Egyptian god guy with the book. I forget his
Oh
name.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And they like basically it was like someone fan fiction basically,
yeah. Yup.
and they let some guy write the universe, and he switches it where Barry Allen is basically all is Oliver Queen, and
Yep.
Oliver Queen is Barry Allen, and
Yeah, that was a good one.
the only way that they can use their powers and stuff effectively is if they embrace each other's flaws, and it's funny. It's
Yeah.
so funny watching Oliver Queen try to act happy and hopeful.
And then when they went to the fucking Gotham and they saw Met Batgirl, and then they blue balled us with fucking Batman. They're like, oh, no one knows where Bruce Wayne is. He's just gone.
I
What?
mean, that's another TV show, and he is gone. No one knows where he's at. His cousin's
Exactly.
there. Okay, I have a bit of a problem. No, it really grinds my gears, Chris.
What?
When the bad girl's costume, even in the comics, has red hair. Why? What design element do you get? At least the bad girl in the comics, like her alter ego, actually does have
Red
red
hair.
hair.
Yeah, but they were just like, we're gonna give her fucking
Gotham,
red hair for the costume, dude.
that's it though. The other girl, she's short hair. Short
Yeah.
hair, acts like a dude.
Let's.
You get
I actually like that actor though. I can't remember her name like right now as I'm thinking about it, but she was in John Wick Part Two and a couple
her
other movies I can't
roles.
think of, but like I can see her in them right now. I just can't think of the name of the movie, but she's pretty good at what she does.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's not her fault that just they decide the direction they decided.
Yeah.
It just makes you realize how ridiculous the costume is, and until you actually try to make it.
Yeah, it just be like that sometimes, man.
I mean, it's comic books, and I get that. I mean, who thought Thanos was gonna look as good as he did?
They fucking designed chin hair for him that you can barely see.
But
Most
it's
of the time,
enough.
you can't see it at all.
But it's enough.
It is enough. It is enough.
See,
But
that's the thing. It's that little attention to detail. Like companies like Nintendo, where you have Mario Odyssey,
yeah,
they have literally textured in like almost every hair on his mustache. and like texture and everything is crazy for them for
Yeah,
different companies. And like I get that, and especially with something a big production like that.
Lion
Of
King
course,
did a lot of that shit, and it still got shat on though.
I really have not. I haven't even seen that yet. I've seen Far From Home twice, yet I have not seen Lion King.
Lion
Like
King
the
is
day,
good, but I spent the last 45 minutes waiting for it to be over.
the day Lion King came out, I went and saw Far From Home again.
Went to the movie theater to go watch Lion King, came out with a fucking Spider-Man ticket. I couldn't help myself, man. I don't know what happened to that. I saw Tom Holland's face and I just lost my shit.
Far From Home is so good though.
It is. It's
Such
fucking
a good,
awesome.
amazing movie. So much so I saw it twice and wouldn't mind seeing it a third time.
Yeah, that's
You
a
want to talk about a
movie.
good actor? You want to talk about a really good actor? Tom Holland. I don't know how he, what, what, what happened in the universe for God to say, you know what, we need a good Spider-Man.
You telling me fucking Tobey Maguire isn't a good fucking Spider-Man, bitch?
So, you want to know my opinion on that whole series?
What?
Okay, Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker, bad Spider-Man.
Really?
Let me finish. Because this is a three-parter, in my opinion. And we'll go back. Okay, Tobey Maguire, good Peter Parker, bad Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, horrible Peter Parker, great Spider-Man. Tom Holland, good Peter Parker, good Spider-Man. You get a good
Fucking Andrew
mix.
Garfield was the shittiest Peter Parker. No one
Because
likes me,
he
but
had a
I'm
lit.
absolutely fucking sexy.
I'm flawless.
But I get beat up by
Absolutely.
some ugly ass dude, and everyone
There's
makes
some
fun of
dude
me.
who, like,
Literally
okay,
only got made fun of because he had a camera.
he's quirky. He has a camera. Look at that. It's like, oh, you act like you had to try for Gwen Stacy to like you. Like, listen,
Literally,
everyone looking
she
at you,
already
dog.
had a crush. Oh, he has your picture on his phone or on his laptop.
Oh,
It's not like that. I'm not a stalker or anything. I'm
except
gonna
you
walk you
totally are.
home.
Except you totally are. Okay, let's go back because I said this was a three-parter. Let's talk about part one. We talked about it a little bit out of order. We talked about part two. Let's talk about part one. Oh, McGuire, give me that. Come on, I want to see you argue how he was an amazing both.
I
I really
fucking loved it, and I mean, I loved every aspect of him up until like midway through the third movie, because I'm gonna be honest, he's 100% an amazing Spider-Man, an older Spider-Man, even though he was really still depicted to be in high school some fucking way somehow. But again, that was movies back then though. I'm not gonna nitpick on a movie for being the way movies were. It was interesting. It gave you those same cliches in those, same little comic-ish ways, the way you expected, but it still made it feel special. It had those stupid, oh my god, I have powers. Whoa, why is he suddenly slow? Yo, look, I have hair growing on my fucking hands. Let's climb up walls and shit. But it did it in a way that I was just like, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. And it didn't have to speed itself up. The pacing felt right to me. It felt like it just did what it did. His progression from even after he finally got his powers, he still wasn't Spider-Man. He still just did his thing. And again, it was the way it was in the comics, but they told that story perfectly. They kept it true without being line for line about it. And he was perfect as a Peter Parker up until that point, and the emotion was amazing. I enjoyed every aspect of it. He became Spider-Man. And the way I portrayed him to believe he's so good, and why I believe he's so good, is because he doesn't really change who he is as Spider-Man.
he's still just Peter Parker with
He's still,
Spider-Man
yeah,
mask on.
he's just Peter Parker with a mask on.
But
And
here's
there's a lot of, iterations of Spider-Man that are like that, though.
I
So,
understand that, but like part of it, part of Spider-Man to Peter Parker was he's my alter ego who's quippy, he's outrageous, he's brave, he's everything Peter Parker wishes he was as Peter Parker.
it's Peter letting himself be himself because he's hiding behind a mask.
Exactly. But at the like and you take that, but by the end of the franchise that horrible third movie, but by the end of that whole franchise, There was no, and I get that maybe that's probably what they're going for. They were going for he was going to start out, but by the end of it, he was always just Spider-Man. You never saw him as just Peter
But
Parker
I
as
think
much
that's just the
anymore.
character progression. He became more comfortable with himself. But and again, like in the first, there was no there was a difference between him being Spider-Man and Peter Parker. But for me, it wasn't that great.
I mean, my
Like the
favorite, like,
difference wasn't that amazing.
yeah, I mean, they took my favorite like storyline from the comics
Hmm.
and did their own spin on it. And for Spider-Man 2, we're talking about when he gives up,
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
gives
yeah,
up
yeah.
being Spider.
100%. That's my favorite one, and that's the one that I think they had the contrast between Peter and Spider-Man the most, where they really defined him as two separate entities and one person fighting
For control.
for control. And he, for a while, Peter won, and it was a good story. It was, again, it's the way I said one was. It retold a story the way the comics did, without keeping it too much exactly the same thing.
I mean,
And
yeah.
it did it in an interesting way, and that's why I loved it so much. The third one I even put up with and enjoyed thoroughly, up until the dance sequence. Literally,
Listen,
from
man,
that point of the movie forward, I fucking hated it.
we gotta talk about that, man. Like, okay, listen, when other Spider-Man movies are coming back and riffing on it, like
It's
Spider-Verse is
infamous,
like,
and
it's
it's
like
not even
even that I did that too, and it's like, oh my
fucking
gosh,
and
you're just like,
fucking Spider-Verse is like, and some things we just don't talk about.
yeah, and you're just like, it's
Nice.
funny,
And
but you'll never.
it's not Sam Raimi's fault. The director, literally, he had his own screenplay for it. He
I
had
mean, it
his
was
own
originally supposed to have the Vulture. It wasn't even supposed to have, what was it, Venom?
Venom and Sandman, yeah, and then the new Goblin. But literally, it wasn't his fault. He had his, and the company said, "No, we're doing this," and forced Sam Raimi to do it.
That was Tobey Maguire's fault partially too.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire
Because
can be a
he was like, hey, you're not paying me enough. I've been doing this for a bit. I think I'm gonna be done with the series after this movie.
yeah,
So the company said we need to wrap up whatever storyline we were trying to do with this Peter Parker
yeah.
on.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. Partially, sometimes he can be a bit of a pain to work with, but I mean, his work still speaks for itself. He's still good at what he does.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's the same way Christian Bale is, man. Christian Bale's a fucking drama queen and like just a dick sometimes, but what he does well.
Stands out.
Yeah, he stands out. And the dude, I'm okay with him being a fucking drama queen. The dude commits himself so much to a role. You saw his like transformation, from like being a fit dude having to become skinny as a toothpick to play the
Yeah.
mechanist, and
Yeah.
then buffing right the fuck back up to play Batman, and then getting even bigger to play. I can't even remember who the fuck he was playing.
You know who I take that? You know who I compare that like form of body change to?
Who?
Chris Pratt, all the way.
Chris Pratt. Yeah,
I
but
mean, I mean,
Christian Bale basically did that shit like twice,
I mean, true, but
just
Chris
for a
Pratt was
movie.
he was relatively new though.
Yeah,
I mean, because it's very hard. You see a guy go from looking like dad bod
to
to
goddamn.
ripped
And
to a little skinnier for Jurassic World,
then ripped
a
again.
little not as ripped, and immediately to let's get ripped for and
Yeah.
well,
Oh yeah.
okay. What
But
about
no, no.
Chris Hemsworth?
And then I loved Spider-Man 3. Again, up until that point, they kept, again, that whole thing. I believe the whole Sam Raimi series was just 100% an homage to the comics, in a way that represented them beautifully, but did not copy them.
Which I agree. No web shooter. There's the and clear defining story differences. Gwen Stacy wasn't a big part of it at all until
Yeah.
probably the third movie, and that felt wrenched in.
But yeah, no. The third one was definitely like there was no compassion or real effort put into it, because everybody involved didn't get what they want at all, because the company pushed their agenda, and it really sucked that they had to end the series that way. Which is why everyone like now pushes for a fourth one that lets Sam Raimi do what he wanted to do all along.
Part of
But it's
doing
too late.
that, it's too late. I was gonna say like It's a great movie. It was a great movie franchise. I won't lie. I love this movie. That's it's what I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
Looking back at it now, I'm like, it's too late to go back. Let's keep moving forward with Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is a
Everything.
great replacement. I agree 100% that he is great as a well-rounded version of
He's
Spider-Man Peter Parker.
he is literally
He
if
fits
a
he fits
15
it.
year if he's a it's literally a 15-year-old kid if he got superpowers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, think about it.
And they didn't even have to do the whole movie the way, like Sam Raimi and fucking I can't remember who directed The Amazing Spider-Man.
I honestly don't remember. No one remembers.
But they didn't do that whole origin shit. They just jumped him in there and said, "Yeah, he got his powers from this shit," and it worked beautifully well.
I mean, you go through what? Let's see, 1, 2, 5 movies of almost like you get 2 big movie franchises laying out the whole origin story for Spider-Man
Yeah.
twice. You get to the third one, Marvel knew.
Mar-
Everyone knows this by now.
okay, so Mark
Everyone knows this by
Webb
now.
directed The Amazing Spider-Man.
Ah,
Um, as for Andrew Garfield, I loved nothing about it. The first movie did its job and it was alright. It was enjoyable enough. He plays a Spider-Man that's like, cool.
I loved all the Spider-Man parts in it.
I thought they were alright.
Like I
I think
can't.
the best thing about it was the movement, the CGI and whatnot made it feel awesome. But him as Spider-Man, I just wasn't a fan of. And him as Peter Parker, I definitely wasn't a fucking fan of. There's no way he was getting bullied. He was definitely the dude that was eating all the girls' asses. That's what it was.
I mean,
And
as
then
I'm saying,
two
like,
was even it was a fucking I don't know. It's literally like in my opinion worse than Spider-Man 3.
oh,
Literally in the trailer, Blue Balls fucking the Rhino Spider-Man fight, just for them to show you the same clip at the end of the second movie and not even show you the fight, and then cancel the third one.
I mean, do we need any more questions? Because right after that second movie, amazing that right after that, Marvel got the rights back for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
You can't blame
No, I,
Sony for that happening. I mean, okay,
I don't give a fuck.
my honest opinion. I enjoy the Spider-Man parts on both movies. When he's just being Spider-Man, you're not seeing this Peter Parker whiny. Like
Yeah,
you're not
it's
you're not
acceptable.
seeing.
It's acceptable.
But the moment you get to you start trying to throw in the Peter Parker parts in there, it's a horrible movie
Yeah.
because the Spider-Man parts are probably like 5 minutes apiece, 15
Oh yeah.
minutes for the last fight. That's it.
Oh yeah. No, it hurts a lot.
I mean, you get some like I know Andrew Garfield, not a bad actor in any way, shape, or form.
And then
He
they
did the.
push that stupid ass Gwen Stacy dying comic line at the very fucking end of it.
I thought that was rushed.
Hell yeah, it was rushed. They were just like, now we're doing this, and guess what? Now, guess what? We're in a fucking clock tower, and she's gonna die now. You weren't
No,
expecting this shit.
look at the clock. It says the
Yeah.
same comic has the same comic book issue number. Look at the clock.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's game over.
and look at that. Green Goblin's here now.
Yeah, no,
It's about
definitely.
as bad as throwing Venom into the Sam Raimi films right at the
Oh
end.
yeah,
So
it definitely hurt my soul. And then Tom Holland has done an amazing job. I have had no complaints about him as Spider-Man at all. He definitely, I feel like for a nerd character as he is, some of the stuff that he doesn't know would be things someone like him would know, like not knowing who AC/DC is, or the he did know the Star Wars movies.
that's all he knew.
Yeah, shit like that. Literally, a freaking ICDC plays. I love Led Zeppelin. Like no, no.
Spoilers for Far From Home, by the way.
No, I'm gonna put spoilers for I'm gonna put spoilers for everything in the description.
Yeah, I
So
mean, you have literally
been
probably one
spoiling
of the.
all this shit.
We've been doing this the whole time, and I usually try to say something so we're not like
It doesn't
no
matter
warning.
to me.
I mean, like Tom Holland has been the Peter Parker I think a lot of us most identify with.
He's done a great job in like every aspect of what he's doing, and that's 100% to do with his acting his love for the character, everyone else's love for what they're doing at the studio, and just the writing in general.
I mean, he's a kid actor. He's another basically. Well, what?
I
How
wouldn't say
old
he's
is
a
he?
child. I think he's out of high school for sure.
Oh, definitely. But like, I'm gonna look that up. How old is he?
Yeah, no, as long as he's out of high school, he's not a child actor because he doesn't have to go to college and he can just continue acting. He's not, stuck under that, oh, I have to, do like 8 hours of fucking study work a day before I can,
This dude's
actually do work.
23.
Yeah, 23. See what I told you?
What the heck?
Told you.
This dude does not look like a 23-year-old.
Oh, yeah, told you. Dude,
I mean,
he looks young and he plays the role well. Far From Home,
hey,
easily my favorite Spider-Man movie from him. My
yeah.
favorite Spider-Man movie will always be Spider-Man 2, just because, wow.
I think I don't know. I don't know if what's the word? I jump on the trend follower, but Far From Home's probably my favorite.
It's good, and I
And
do
his
love
performance,
J.K. Simmons reprising his role as
like
J. Jonah
2 minutes,
Jameson. Yeah,
two
it was still
minutes.
beautiful though. It was still
I
like
mean,
the greatest homage of all time, in my opinion. And it's why actually Far From Home is a close second for a favorite of all time for me. Just literally, not just because of the movie, but almost just because of J.K. Simmons.
if I might say the talent in that movie and Far From,
Pretty good,
you know,
pretty good.
You have Jake Gyllenhaal.
And it's
Honestly, you
and
could.
it
Here's the thing: you could not have a douchier guy play Mysterio, but it works.
and he like it literally it does its fucking job perfectly. I've literally left some movies, like some movies are meant to have that satisfied feeling. But fucking Far From Home left me wanting more. And not even in a bad way, just like I'm so excited for this next
What's
fucking
the next
movie.
one? Where's it going?
Exactly. What are we gonna do now? Holy shit.
Like, who are we? Who? What's the next
That
villain?
was the best thing for me. It was like he's Peter Parker. And then it goes to him, he's like, what the and it ends.
I mean, it's literally it's an end credit scene. Like the first movie had Aunt May singing Peter, changing,
Yeah.
putting on his suit or whatever, and he's just like, "What the?"
And then
Well,
the
then
second one is just
when
like,
it's
cool.
Peter, I
You're
mean,
Spider
if
Man.
I were I'm sitting, I'm thinking this how the here I'm gonna give my speculation. This is how the third movie's gonna start. The next one's gonna start. It's gonna cut back to that scene
Right.
where where they announce it, and he tells everyone. You're gonna see Spider-Man web for MJ immediately because everyone saw them swinging around and stuff, so they know that she's affiliated in some way to Spider-Man.
Okay.
They're gonna book it.
Well,
It's gonna be
no.
gone
No, I don't think so. I think they wouldn't
because
necessarily know that she's affiliated because Spider Man saves people all the time, so that could have just been anything.
I mean that's true, but
People
also
didn't even seem phased by it, like, oh, she knows Spider Man? They were just like, the fuck out of the way, Spidey. I'm trying to go to work.
I mean you don't see, but also part of it is you don't see any of the you really don't see any of the interaction with the people around that scene. I
I
mean
suppose.
also the title,
Yeah.
Run Away from Home,
Run
because this
away from home.
because they okay if they're going from the Home franchise, you got Homecoming, Far From Home, then you got Run Away from Home. I mean, literally, I think it's gonna follow closely. I think something's gonna happen to like his family, or it's gonna be one of those
We
things where
will
it's like,
see. Aunt
I
May
mean, and
gets fucking mercurized. She gets
oh
fucking
man,
atomized and like gone.
dude, dude, one more day.
Yeah.
He doesn't marry MJ, but like they're together now.
And then
The
MJ dies
relation,
1 week from retirement.
the relationship gets Thanos snapped away so that his secret identity's safe.
Yes. She fucking gets murked, and here's Gwen Stacy all of a sudden.
Dude, I like this MJ though. I don't like.
She's a good MJ. I love how
I
no one's
mean,
complaining about her being black, but they're complaining about Ariel not being white.
but it's not MJ. If that makes sense to you, but it's not MJ. Like
It's
it's not
definitely
Mary Jane.
it's a different ass fucking MJ, but I have no problem with it. They've presented it perfectly, and they've done everything they need to do.
I mean, this whole movie franchise has done everything to do with this separate themselves from any other of the movie
Oh
franchises
yeah.
besides being called Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
They've
100%
moved them and
successful.
like, yeah, and it's worked for them. It's been probably one of the better Spider-Man,
Movies out
best,
there, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's like, oh, guess what? You think Aunt May's gonna be old? No, she's young and hot.
Young and hot.
Okay.
Yes, what? Yeah,
Like, oh,
MJ is that
Peter.
damsel in distress? Nope. Yeet.
Nope. She does her own thing
She
now.
literally could have her own movie and it would still be interesting to watch.
Probably not, because she's a normal teenager. But okay.
I still think so.
I mean, it'd basically be like, hey, you remember all those cutscenes from the Spider-Man PS4 game where you're MJ? That, but less whiny.
That could be true. Actually, that
It
does make me
literally,
think she is a lot more modeled after the fucking game.
that and less whiny though.
Yeah, definitely
Less
interesting
whiny
though.
and less
Maybe I
damsel.
am going a little too far by talking about a whole ass movie for her, but definitely interesting.
I mean, you have some of the probably most colorful cast. That's literally and figuratively. Uh, I mean, just guy who plays Ned's great. He's a great actor,
That
and
dude is hilarious. And who is Ned supposed to be even like?
Ned's supposed to be playing Ned.
But like who the hell is he like? I've never heard of a Ned in the Spider-Man universe before him. Is he just someone they added?
Honestly, I can't say. I don't know. If I
If
was
so, it
sure
was the
about
best
that,
addition I've ever seen, and I better see him in some comic renditions. My
yeah,
favorite
he's
Ned moment was from the first one. Is like when he gets caught in the computer room. He's like, "What are you
I
doing in
was
there?" Uh,
watching porn.
Watching porn. Yeah,
I mean,
best Ned
I think
moment of all
it's
time.
funny. I think it's funny in the second in Far From Home where he's like let's go be American bachelors in Europe, and the joke where he's like, dude, European ladies love American, yeah, single Americans. I'm just like, I'm not so sure about that, chief. I'm sitting there in the theater looking at Josh. I'm just like, I don't know about that.
Definitely good though. But yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah.
100%. Spider-Man has had, I think, one of the better redemptions in movie history in terms of Spider-Man's history in cinema.
We might as well name this podcast the Spidey Podcast because this is all it's been.
In essence, kind of a chunk of it at least.
Yeah,
But
good chunk of it.
we have hit almost an hour and 20 minutes, so I do want to wrap up. I think we've talked about a lot and covered a lot of bases. We had a conversation going, even though I didn't really have a whole ass list of things to talk about, which
Oh,
was really
oh,
good.
yeah.
But I do appreciate everybody for the love on the last video. I understand that in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people were like, "Oh, even a 1,000 subscribers is small," but literally, I was sitting at like 3 subscribers, and it just jumped up to I think I'm sitting at 11 now, which is pretty amazing for me, honestly. Any growth is wonderful, and I
Growth.
do appreciate it. And I hit like okay, all my videos that I deleted before when I was doing YouTube as a cringy ass freshman, like views was like maybe 3 or 4 views tops. That last video that I just made, I think is just under 50 views, which is
Yeah, you're at
fucking
49.
awesome. Yeah,
That's
I was so fucking hyped to see it, and I appreciate people, all of you guys so much for even just fucking clicking on the video. If you looked at it for 2 seconds and decided you didn't want to do it, I still appreciate you so much for even like thinking it was interesting. And everyone who liked, I appreciate you guys as well. And don't forget to like this one as well if you enjoyed it. You can comment, topics you'd like me to discuss in the future with other guests, or just things you want to talk about in general, or anything really. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'm gonna put my Instagram down below. I like to post about when I'm gonna be doing stuff, concerning podcasts, comedy sketches, and just things on my YouTube or Instagram in general. So if you want to keep in touch with that kind of stuff and know when I'm going to be uploading, definitely follow my Instagram and turn on the notifications bell as well so that you know when I'm putting stuff out, because I'm supposed to have an upload schedule. I had one, written out and made out for me, and I just haven't followed it, but I definitely intend to remedy that. Again, I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate you, Eli, for dropping on by on such short notice.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm always down to talk, and
yeah,
one last thing I'd like to say.
What?
So I'm think I'm gonna try the whole YouTube thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
not, maybe
100%.
not as like a serious 100% thing, as kind of like a hobby.
Yeah,
And
no, no.
like,
You should always. I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason I did this, I got sort of inspiration from the Misfits podcast, and they said that same thing. Whenever you do YouTube, don't do it for the money. You should always do something like this as a hobby. Like this should be just something that interests you. And if it gets to that point, then lucky you, man. But it's definitely something you do for the enjoyment. And if you do something like that, just text me your channel, and I definitely will make sure to put that in the description. And if it's not in the description of this video, if I haven't gotten it by the time I upload it, I will definitely put it below in the third episode so people can go check out your stuff.
I have a few videos, kind of old, cringy, so old but so cringy. But like, I mean, they're there, and I'm hoping to put some new content
Yeah.
out soon when I'm not working.
Awesome. Well, again, I do appreciate you jumping on by, and I appreciate everyone who's sat through this podcast and watched me and him basically staring at my screen as I look up random things, just talking about stuff or trying to, maintain your interest. And again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow us both on Instagram for just updates on things like this, or if you're interested in our lives in general at all. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a good one. And I'll catch you all hopefully next week. See ya.
Bye.